Hi, I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to FinextraTV. We're here at Sibos 2022 in Amsterdam. Kindly joining me now in the studio is Jennifer Peve from DTCC. Jennifer, lovely to meet you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's really good to be back at Sibos in person, and I know DTCC would have been busy talking to other delegates and exhibitors about the top themes on the agenda this year, and that's really where I want to start. What have been the themes and topics that have resonated with you most at DTCC? Let's start there.
Yeah, I think this year has been pretty exciting. Technology advancements are all around us, and it's not just one technology, it's a combination of those technologies that people are talking about. What I find, however, foundational to all the conversations is what is the true driver of innovation, and it actually isn't technology, it's client needs. And as we talk about some of what's happening in the industry today and some of the more emergent innovations and novel concepts out there, there's a huge focus on the fact that clients need resiliency, they need integrity and dependency in their solutions and their providers, probably today more than ever before. And so I feel like there's been a strong emphasis on, as we develop innovation, regardless of technology that underpins it, that we are very focused on developing resilient market infrastructure, building out global standards, having seamless connectivity that allows us to integrate and collaborate more effectively, and better automation. And I think all of those elements then deliver true client value, regardless of what your use case is.
All right, that's really interesting to hear about some of the discussions you've been having then. And I think you've touched on this a bit already, but what do you really see driving that market infrastructure innovation and the strategies that go along with it and the adoption of those new technologies?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a huge emphasis on what do your clients need, or what do our clients need? Because at the end of the day, we're all under a lot of cost pressures. We all have various priorities within our organizations, and we have to find the right use cases, the right innovations that drive value at the end of the day. And that value sometimes can be small, it can be iterative, but it does need to be there. Otherwise it makes it very difficult for clients to adopt new technologies more fulsomely. And I do think that what we're seeing much more now than we ever have before is there is a desire to bring bolt-on opportunities into the space. So meaning, where can we leverage technology to drive new opportunities or new business services or products for our clients, for their clients, in a way that gives them real value today, operational efficiency, cost effectiveness, et cetera. Versus in the past years, we've had a lot of conversations around how do we just redefine market infrastructure, and I think that's a much bigger sell and not something that there's a huge appetite for today.
Yeah, well, on the topic of opportunities, I'd love to hear a bit more about some of the projects DTCC is currently working on, how that's driving innovation and encouraging value as well.
Yeah, so we focus a lot of our innovation efforts around three angles. The first one is how do we experiment to drive value and understand how to inform our broader strategy. So one of the projects there that we've recently talked a lot about has been Project Lithium, which is exploring what DVP settlement looks like for securities versus cash, but leveraging a synthetic US central bank digital currency. And we did that work with the Digital Dollar Group, and that was very interesting. We had a lot of participants, industry participants around the table, so it was a really great experiment for us, and it helps just inform on how those networks will start to develop and where we might need to pivot and how we might need to be thinking about things differently. So that's really important for that informing your overall broader strategy. Right. We also operationalize the technology and multiple technologies. So a really great example of that is our digital securities management platform, where we saw a white space opportunity in the private markets in the US, where there wasn't infrastructure that was bringing together the stakeholders to drive cost efficiencies and operational efficiencies for them. And so on top of it, we also saw there were opportunities to introduce tokenization as well. So we took this use case and we designed a platform. It's cloud-based infrastructure with API connectivity and a token contract that allows us to interface to blockchains. That creates optionality and flexibility for our clients to choose the bookkeeping and operational model that best fits their needs. And I think that's also something that's really important, and we often lose sight of is if you force fit one single solution for clients, then you might actually box out a certain subset. So I think it's really interesting to create that optionality, give everybody the opportunity to benefit from the same capabilities, the same market opportunity, but yet at their own technology capability. And then the third thing is just developing technology capability. So ultimately thinking about how do you expand your knowledge in some of these more novel emerging technologies such that you can further support and enable digital asset ecosystems.
That's really interesting. So I'm keen to hear about some of the main learnings along that information journey at DTCC, and what have those been?
Yeah, so I think one of them I touched upon already, which is all clients have different or operate at different levels of technology capability. And I think, it is incumbent upon us to keep that in mind. Everyone is looking to solve industry pain points, but do so in a way that you're actually addressing it for the broadest set of market participants. I think that's number one. I think number two, these are, especially in the digital asset space, this is a new asset class, if you will, or multiple asset classes, liquidity pools that are coming out of it. And those types of ecosystems take time to emerge. So there's a lot of patience that you need to really see this through, and taking iterative steps. So not only the operationalizing technology, but also continuing to experiment in it, because this technology is really continuously evolving. And I think we've got a lot of runway ahead of us in terms of what might be coming next. So I think patience, and also just being cognizant of what your broad client base is really looking for.
All right, some sound advice to end on there, Jennifer. But thank you very much for sharing your insights in this space. I mean, it is fascinating.
It's a lot going on right now.
A lot going on, still some way to go.
Yeah.
But look, I'm sure we'll be catching up further down the line, reflecting on those predictions as well. But we'll leave it there. So Thank you very much.
Thank you.